Good evening from InvestSharp. This is Randy Smotone with the Thursday, February the 18th market update. Sorry for the late update, but had some difficulties, but they've been corrected and recording it now. So, on the economic front, weekly jobless claims were up 31,000 to 473,000. PPI was up 1.4%. Core was up 0.3%. Philly Fed was a little better than expected, coming in at 17.6. Forecast was for 17. DIA petroleum report showed a build of crude by 3.1 million barrels, and the nat gas report showed a drawdown of 190 billion cubic feet. Had a pretty good day in the market, so none of this data seemed to matter to the market much. On deck for tomorrow is the monthly CPI, which forecast is for 0.3%. So the big announcement, after the market closed, you've probably heard it by now. Fed Reserve comes out after the market closed and announced it's raising the rate at the discount window from 0.25% to 0.75%. And I think the market knew this was going to kind of happen, but they didn't know when. And I guess they're not, at least initial knee-jerk reaction, the market's not thrilled about it. S&P futures immediately pulled back from about 1,106 to about 1,095. And, and it kind of went up a little bit. And then last I looked, it was still down around 1,095. So we'll see how this plays out overnight. It may not be that bad. But knee-jerk was really bad. Well, not really bad. It wasn't that many points, but it was pretty bad. So the market didn't seem to be happy about it. The commodities actually were okay today, but after that announcement, the dollar went flying higher. Copper, oil, gold, and silver were all getting beat up pretty bad after hours. So gold was down by like $25. So again, we'll see how this all plays out overnight and see how we open in the morning. UUP, after hours here is up closer to the 24 mark. So again, we'll see how that is. In the morning, the light sweet crude futures were actually up by another $1.73 today to settle at 79.06. We did go on a buy signal on the point figure chart for crude when we printed 79. So the new bullish price objective for crude is $98 a barrel. There is no time frame on that, we're at a bearish trend line, so we're probably going to get rejected. I assume to come back down in here. We won't go on a sell signal again on crude unless we print 69 a barrel. So something to watch for. I don't think we'll do that anytime in near future. Probably pretty bad economy if we get down to that. So see the Dow closed up 83 points to 10,392. S&P closed up 7 points to 1,106. Nasdaq was up 15 points to 2241, and the Russell closed up 4 points to 629. The Dow has a larger percent gain, up 0.81%. The S&P had the smallest percent gain, up 0.66%. So and there's another light volume day across the indices. The Dow did actually close above its 50-day moving average. So that was a positive note. Of course, the red line is the 30-day moving average, but it did close above the 50. 50 is around 10,375 on the Dow. So now the Dow, the Nasdaq, and the Russell are all above their 50-day moving averages. The only one left not above the 50 is the S&P. S&P's 50 is about 1,108, and so we have not got there. So of course, getting above the 50 is great, but then institutions need to support us, and not a lot of volume right now. I'm not sure institutions are supporting anything. I think we're just drifting higher on lack of selling. So we're watching that. We've got still got overhead resistance on the Dow and S&P. Of course, you always do all the way up. Let's go look at the McClellan. So now we're even more overbought. Now we're at 56.42. We haven't been at this level since December. We got up to about 60 on the McClellan, and then we haven't been higher than that since you have to go clear back into September, where we got up into I think around the 65, maybe 70 range or so. So we're pretty high, so we're kind of due for a dip, and I guess the Fed handed that to us possibly. Again, we'll see about that tomorrow. Gold actually was holding up pretty good today. GLD, was looking pretty good. It was all right. Silver was holding up well, just kind of hanging out sideways. They were looking good. The VIX pulled back some more today by about 5%. And again, we've had a big fall in the VIX too, so it's probably due for a bounce as well. It's kind of be expected. Let's look at the sectors. 15 to 16 sectors we follow finished in the green today. The software index was the larger percent gainer, up 1.27%. Home construction index was the weakest, down 1.59%. So we're talking about this. This thing's been up here for a while, and of course, like I said, they rotate down, even though the banks has not been getting the buying that I thought they would by now. So they did buy a little bit on the banks today. Let's go look at, if you look at the Bank of America, it did get a little bit of a bid today. Wells Fargo, Wells Fargo also, point didn't go up much. JP Morgan, I think maybe it was, yeah, JP Morgan, it is up a little bit. Again, on really light volume. So we'll continue to watch the banks. Let's look at Goldman. Goldman, yeah, didn't do anything, just hanging out. XLF still looks pretty good. XLF, but again, no volume, no interest in these financials, no interest in buying, even though, like I said, we're drifting higher. So, let's see, let's go to ChartWatch. I don't think anybody really should jump in and buy anything tomorrow. I have that thing about Fridays. It's also expiration Friday. Probably might be a good day trading day, but, maybe let's see how this all falls out tomorrow. And unless we're really, have a strong close, then you can maybe buy something into the close Friday. But otherwise, I typically not a big fan of it. Coinstar looks real good. Broke out here, lots of volume hanging right there, so it looks good for some higher prices if the market goes higher. Cree's breaking out, looking really good. This Valmont Industries, I think, is putting in a bottom. They tried to, they caught it here, was selling off, and then they got it. So I think Valmont might be putting in a bottom. Emerson Electric's been looking really good. Gilead, nice breakout like volume, may be able to get it cheaper. A lot of these, if we get a little bit of a pullback, you get to buy a dip buy. Get a better price for it. We love that. Amazon, tight consolidation. This thing is either ready to go up or ready to fall down. It's probably going to be a big move either way, so keep it on your radar. Maybe set you some alerts. Still watching CGA. We had a lot of volume on the breakout here. Really light volume today on the little red candle where it lost 26 cents. Atlas Energy still looking good on its breakout. Baker Hughes kind of sending triangle up against resistance. Another one of these. You might get a chance to buy it down here. This has been a strong support area for it, so maybe around 46. China Automotive still looking pretty good. Abercrombie & Fitch up against resistance. Maybe you can get it down around that 33 area if we take a little hit tomorrow. Athos Communications still looking pretty good. Still like the State Street. If the financials ever start moving, it's just resting. I'm sure it'll take off. Let's see. Navos Maritime looking good. Had a lot of volume when it broke out higher. Now it's consolidating on light volume. So still looks good for possibly higher prices. Range Resources looks good. I think ExxonMobil is trying to bottom down here. This thing's been sitting here forever. The MACD is going up. So I don't know. See if ExxonMobil might be a good bull put spread underneath it somewhere on ExxonMobil. Might be a good candidate for that. Southwest Energy still fine. APA's been looking good. APC, really, really good. Been watching Quicksilver, still looks fine. Steel's been trying to hold up well. We'll see how they are tomorrow if they hit the commodities. AKS, Nucor still looking good. CMI would be a great dip buy if you can get it cheaper. Give it a couple days if we do get a pullback. NetLogic, another great dip buy. Darden's been holding up great. Texas Roadhouse has been really good. RIM's been really good. KBH pulled back today to a support area, so see if this around this 1650 holds as support for KB Home. And this Protective Life, this downtrend line caught it. So that's a kind of hammer, looks pretty good, possibly for some higher prices. Looks like it's trying to hold that area. And Plum Creek Timber has great support around 35. Also watch for the breakout. Let's go over and take a look at the current market signals. We follow the point and figure chart for the Dow, Nasdaq, and S&P. All three are on buy signals, and the rally today pushed the price objectives even higher. So the Dow price objective now is 11,250, and the Nasdaq price objectives is at 2,510. And so they all look good. Of course, there's no time frame on point and figure charts for these price objectives, and of course they can go back on sell signals if the market got really, really nasty. But so far so good. We'll see what happens tomorrow after the Fed announcement, and after we had that Fed announcement after the close today on the discount window. Thanks for joining me today, and remember to always invest sharp.